Hello everyone, Richard here at Calvin Wazoo, where I thank you for your love. And we have a concert review, two concert reviews. Been busy going to shows, and these were all within the last week. There were two shows, one of them with the French band, electronic music band Air, and the other one was Anohni, formerly known as Antony Antony and the Johnsons, Antony Hagarte. Um, so I'll start with the earlier one. This would have been last week. It was Tuesday, I think. And Air played this album in its entirety, Moon Safari. So the members, they're still together, although, well, Nicolas Godin is one of the members, along with Jean-Benoit Dunkel, I believe is how you pronounce his name. The drummer, they introduced him, and I can't remember, but I think his name was Louis Delorme or Louis Delorme. Not sure. But anyway, yeah, they've been around since 1998, or maybe it was earlier than that. I can't remember if this was their debut or their sophomore album. But apparently, it's kind of amazing. I guess they're still together and touring because they don't get along. I just learned that from Stunty at Stunt Rock Confusion. And I guess that often happens with duos who are, music creators. But anyway, I had no idea that they don't get along, that they really dislike each other. Certainly doesn't show up in their music. The music they played this album was just absolutely incredible. And I saw them at the Auditorium Theater here in Chicago, which is a fantastic theater. All right. The only other pop or rock type act that I've ever seen there in that auditorium would be Pet Shop Boys, and that was an absolutely fantastic show as well. This performance by Air, I rank it among my top concerts of my life, not just of this year. It was just a really exceptional show. The staging was really very cool and unique. I don't have, I do have a little clip that I can, put in there, but I really didn't, do any make any videos of the performance. I was just so into it, and they were great seats. The only other shows that I've ever seen in the Auditorium Theater have been modern dance and ballet, the Nutcracker, and then there was a Taiwanese dance group that I went to see one time. So it's just a really, really fantastic auditorium. And yeah, so they played the album in its entirety. The opening song, La Femme d'Argent, is a longer song on the record. Anyway, I think it's like maybe 6 minutes, a little more than 6 minutes on the record. But their performance of it approached 10 minutes. Just a really, really, really good song. And the effects, the lights, because the staging is they're like in this box, and so there's all these visual lights and things that are going on around them. Really, really amazing to watch. And their performance of all the songs were just really quite brilliant. The song You Make It Easy has a very distinct female vocalist on the studio album, but they use these voice distortion synthesizers, for whatever vocals were performed by a female voice in the studio recording. But all that, it's that same thing that they used for um, the vocals for Sexy Boy and Kelly Watch the Stars, which is, their own vocals. But yeah, so that was like the first set. And then they had a break, but it was a very short break, just a few minutes. I don't even know if it was 5 minutes. And then they came back out, and then they played a lot of other songs that I really had never heard before, because this is the only Air album, the only Air release that I am familiar with. So their second set, they opened with Radian, which, let me check here. Radian is from 10,000 Hertz Legend. And then, all right. Then they played Venus, which is from Talkie Walkie. And then they played Cherry Blossom Girl, which is also from Talkie Walkie. And then they played Run, also from Talkie Walkie. Then they played High School Lover, which is from the Virgin Suicides. These were all really fantastic songs. Then that second set, they closed with Don't Be Light, which is also from 10,000 Hertz or 10,000 Cycles Legend. Really, really fantastic songs. And I went and I looked up their other releases, and it's, some of them, to get them on vinyl, we're talking hundreds of dollars. Although Walkie Talkie looked like it was in the affordable range. Then they did come out and do an encore. They did Alone in Kyoto for the first song in their encore, and that's also from Talkie Walkie. And then the final song was Electronic Performers, which is from the 10,000 Cycles Legends. Just really, really incredible show. They're playing, obviously, because of the equipment and in the staging that they have going on, they're playing auditoriums only. They're not playing stadiums or arenas or anything like that. So it was definitely a highlight to see them, a highlight concert of the year for me, and a highlight concert of my lifetime. Really amazing show. Certainly have got to see if I can find some more of their records that are in the affordable range. Now, last night, I went to see another legend, and that is Anohni. And this is Marsha P. Johnson, excuse me. Martha P. Johnson on the cover. Because as it says Anohni and the Johnsons being named after Martha P. Johnson. And Anohni was also the front person for Anthony in the Johnsons, and has also done some solo work just as Anohni. She's an amazing, distinctive voice and an amazing, distinctive performer. And I saw her and her backup orchestra or group at Symphony Hall in Chicago. Just stunning venue for this show. And, had floor seats that were relatively close. It was not filled to capacity, though. There were a lot of empty seats. which was weird because when I was trying to buy tickets, I kept being told that, oh, these tickets are gone, these tickets are gone, until I finally got one. So I was in row M. So, going by the alphabet, what is that, roughly 13 rows back or somewhere around there. But yeah, there were a lot of empty seats, so I don't know if these people just didn't show up or what. Although I sat, the couple that I sat next to, they were from, out of town. There were a lot of out of town people, and maybe some of them just didn't, make it because I believe the previous show was in Seattle, and then her next show is at Massey Hall in Toronto. So I think Seattle, Chicago, and either she's planning a show in New York or has already played one in New York are the only U.S. shows. So, but it was just an amazing concert. Sounded so good, so good. So she played a lot of her own songs, some of them from singles, but she did play some songs from this one here. This is her latest release, Hopelessness? No, I don't think this is the related. This is the latest release with It's Anohni and the Johnsons. This is her most recent solo release, I believe. And she played a number of songs, on here. Drone Bomb. She opened with 4 Degrees, which is from this album. And then I think that's the opening. I'm going to double check here. No, Why Am I Alive Now is what she opened with, which is from this newer one of Anthony and the Johnsons, and 4 Degrees from this one. Then there was Manta Ray, which is from another single, I believe. Then she played Cut the World, which I don't know what that is from. Hopelessness is from this one here. She played that. It Must Change, which is from the new one, Anthony and the Johnsons, Anohni and the Johnsons. Let's see, let me double check here. So Manta Ray is from, yeah, it's a single that I don't have. Cut the World is from the release titled Cut the World, which I believe might be an EP. I'm not familiar with that one. But then Hopelessness, and then It Must Change from the new one, which is My Back Was a Bridge for You to Cross. And then You Are My Sister, which I believe, which one is You Are My Sister is from I Am a Bird Now. Is that this one? No, that's The Crying Light. Yeah, I Am a Bird Now. All right, so she played that. And she also played You Are My Sister. That had a really interesting story melded into it. Some spoken word. It was really, really quite good. Especially when she was talking about how boys are born of part of their mother. Something like that. It was, the whole concept was reversing the idea that, Eve gave life. Adam did not give life. Eve gave life. And things got twisted when men asserted themselves as being dominant over women, when men wouldn't even be alive if it weren't for a woman. Really, really good show. on that point. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. This was another, this is the standard spiritual that she sang in just an absolutely amazing and stunning way. Can't is, where is Can't? Can't was on, from My Back Was a Bridge for You to Cross. And then she played Everglade, which Everglade is from The Crying Light, this release here. And then that was followed by Another World, which is also from this release. And then Drone Bomb Me is an Anohni song that, let's see, is that from The Hopelessness? Drone Bomb Me? Yeah, that's the opening track to Hopelessness. Yeah, very amazing show. And then Hope There's Someone, which is from I Am a Bird Now, was her encore. Yeah, it was just an excellent show. She's very, she can be very funny as well, but she also is also very self-deprecating, as she was talking about her worldview, and sharing that with everyone. But then she also threw in a caveat, don't follow this like it's a new religion or something, it's just me, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, she's very much like a singer and also a performance artist. And she had a stunning set of musicians with her. Everyone was dressed in white. So there was a piano player, a guy on drums. There were 2 guitar players, a bass player. Let's see, a guy playing saxophone and clarinet and bass clarinet, 2 violins and a cello player. I think I got everybody. And then there was this other person, can't remember their name, but she came out and did like an opening dance and a closing dance, dressed in very, lacy, a garment with very large rack of deer antlers on her head, and then painted in an Aboriginal style, and did this mystical spiritual dance. It was a really quite amazing and very satisfying show. I am so glad I was able to see her. So yeah, those are the 2 most recent shows. I don't have any other shows lined up, I don't think, for the rest of the year. I'll have to check my calendar, but I don't think I have any other shows coming up. If you've seen either of these tours, hey, share in the Down Under your thoughts about these tours. I love getting your comments. I love reading them. And remember to, hey, do a thumbs up, even if you're already subscribed, because it does help with distribution of the content. You can follow me on Instagram, where I go by the handle of NewsDude76. That's NEWZDUDE76. And I also have a Facebook page called Calvin Wazoo, where I post these videos, but other music-related articles and video content. And I hope to see you again. And please remember to pray for the people inside your head, for they won't be there when you're dead.